Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, on my first ever video, one of the comments I got was, why didn't I show the box? There's the box. If it was a hard case, yeah, I'd show you, but I mean, I'm not being funny, it's just a box, okay? What you get in it, you get your pistol, you get a magazine, you obviously get instructions, you get a couple of BBs, not many, but that's about the favourite thing I like as well, apart from obviously the gun, and that is the little badge for VORSK, because I am a fan of VORSK, I must admit. Now, where did I get this from? Now, I got this, let's have a look, there she is. I got that from Hobby, Airsoft Hobby in Dublin. Very nice bunch of guys down there. I got an extra magazine from East Belfast, Toy Soldiers, Phil, and I also got an extra magazine holder that will go on my belt. Then I'll have 4, because it means that then I don't have to keep reloading magazines. I will say before we continue that the magazines for the Hi-Capa Vengeance, because I love the name, can be quite expensive, okay? It depends where you shop. Yes, you can go online and get them quite cheap, but sometimes it's the cost of the shipping that will go up. So let's get back into it in the context of the actual pistol. I love this pistol. I seen it online. I was working in Dublin. I went down, I spoke to the guys. I think they're a great bunch of lads down there. They always give me a deal. I bought a VMP 2 from them some time back, and they always seem to give you a deal. So you don't have to just walk in and they'll say, it's this price. They give you a deal, and if they can, you're paying for the right price mark, they'll obviously give you extras. I will always say that Toy Soldiers, Phil, in East Belfast always gives you something extra and always is happy to negotiate. So I always recommend, if you're going to go to these airsoft shops, that they will actually work with you. I am considering putting a tracer unit onto my gun here, and again, just in case it's monetization and all that stuff I keep being told about, yeah, it's a toy, okay? It's a toy, doesn't matter. I'm an adult saying it's a toy, but it's a fun toy, okay? So it's not real. But back to the tracer unit. I am considering putting this on later on, but what I did find out there recently, doing my research, the adapters that come with it don't actually fit, so you have to get a separate adapter. But that's not a problem. I might be able to make a video in the future and show you what that looks like. So more importantly, let's talk about the actual airsoft pistol itself. As you can see, Hi-Capa, it is really good, okay? I'm not being funny. Apart from it looking good, it is actually quite a good pistol. I've fired it a few times on my mini range, which I'll show a video from in a second. And what I like about it is simplistically, I love this leopard type effect, my apologies, this type of snake scale effect. Don't know, I got leopard, I think it's because of the black leopard I did a video on the other day. This scale effect, it is all plastic. This is all plastic. The trigger's plastic. Someone named it the other day as a skeleton plastic. I love this lip effect, okay? One thing I have been learning over the past year, which I am new to airsoft, I do say this, is that you can see so many different modifications. I like a lot of the pistols to be quite simplistic. That's just my style. But with the added on, like the rail here, I could stick a torch on it or a laser on it. Depends what I want to do. Or again, like I said, I'm going to stick a tracer on the end or a suppressor. I like to have one thing added to them. That's why I'm thinking of putting the tracer to this. But as you see, the VORSK Custom Shop on the top, you see the .45. Again, it's all these little tiny things that make it interesting. I mean, the title of the Vengeance, I don't know why, okay. You definitely see this coming. But when you look at the actual pistol, it has got distinctive features, okay? It has. I love the lip to do with it. It's got the double safety, which I know you're all aware of. So you have to engage. Going to remind you, this is plastic. However, it's very, very, very sturdy. Ambidextrous safety catch, which is obviously handy. You've got your back hammer, bit of a tight one that there, but that's because it's probably because it's new. That's metal. The one thing that I try to always point out about this here, which I thought was quite strange, is if you can see the sight system. Obviously the front sight, foresight, it is illuminated. Okay, that is quite distinctive. The back isn't, in the context of sometimes you get these little white dots or some reference markers to make it simple. It is a plate that can be removed, and you can put on one of the small scopes, which I do have on my Staccato. When you pull, the barrel is distinctive again because you've got this lovely markings, and across the whole top of the body you got these like air vents, obviously for gas release. Okay, if it was a real weapon, because you're firing a real weapon, this is a toy. When you're firing a real weapon, obviously the gas can escape, therefore minimizing the jolt. That's what it's all designed for, so that you can hopefully stay on target. There is one of them little pet hates that I have, and that's that. Now, it's only minor compared to the Black Leopard that I talked about the other day. There is some gas into this, okay? So again, when I fire it, it does hold to the rear. It is a really nice weapon. And if you're thinking of getting the Hi-Capa, I would strongly suggest having a look at the Vengeance. People keep saying to me that they're quite rare. I get comments from people through the Instagram. And why I'm doing this is because I'm new to, obviously, Airsoft. Not as experienced as a lot of these guys I see, and some people I've met actually have given up their jobs, their full-time jobs. I've heard them engineers, sales reps, to get into this world. And when I first got into it myself, I thought, why? But now I understand. It's not only just the weapon that interests people and the excitement of the games. It's the community, the discussions, and the learning off each other. And I think that's amicable, and I really enjoy that, because the amount of times I've been invited to games recently is unbelievable. But this is a really good weapon. So let's take it on my small range, and let's see how good it is. And let me see what you think of it. I'm going to enjoy this. Hello and welcome to my small indoor range. The distance is about 3.5 meters. If I went back a little bit more here, I could possibly touch 4 meters. It probably doesn't look that because of the camera angle and obviously the standard of me using my small camera here. It's just something that I use to practice or zero any of my pistols before I go out to friends' land or private land and have a practice. This is a cardboard box, as you can see. I've just adjusted it. I've got new targets arriving in the next, hopefully 48 hours. And then I'm going to hopefully have them on the next video. I'll be able to use more of a target system. But I've usually just used makeshift targets myself. This is just a cardboard box. The cardboard box is quite a sturdy box, so there will probably be a little bit of ricochet. However, that's not a problem. And we'll see where we go. So I've got my trusty Vengeance. And we're going to get you to think what you think. I'm going to take the first magazine, 2 magazines I'm going to use. First one I'm just going to use nice and steady, okay? To the rear. Now, you might have seen a bit of gas escaping. That's because of the temperature of the garage that I'm in. I'll get underfloor heating, central heating, and the sauna and all that in the future. However, it was quite steady, and as you can see, it was quite a nice flow. Second magazine. Just a different approach. Let's just see what you think of this one. Obviously, you won't do that on a range unless you need help. To the rear again. Not a pause, not a problem, not an issue of it. This is a good weapon. If it's something that you're looking for, I'd strongly suggest that you look at the Hi-Capa Vengeance. There's various colours, and as I already said, this is the colour that attracted my eyes. Thank you for watching. My next video, I'm looking at, let's just pick the staccato and see what you think of my staccato, which is hiding, whoops, there. Bye for now.